Coming up on Mountain News at 6, Senate President Robert Stivers pays a visit to southern Kentucky to present some checks. We'll tell you what those will be used for. And it's been an ongoing problem in Pike County for a while, but officials say they are now closer to ending their conversation about a landfill.
And we're now starting to see clouds push through portions of eastern Kentucky, and cooler temperatures are in the forecast. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers made his way to Whitley County today to present city and county leaders with millions of dollars. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke to leaders about how the investments could improve the economy.
Senate President Stivers and Representative Nick Wilson came to the Whitley County Courthouse bearing more than $40 million in ceremonial checks.
To be able to show, while cutting taxes, that we've been able to invest in things that will make the region better. Infrastructure, tourism initiatives, things of that nature. It's really a good day to explain it to the public and explain it to your constituents.
Whitley County Judge Executive Pat White says they will use part of the $7.5 million for renovations to the county detention center to add 100 beds.
There is a rec room and an educational room that's part of this addition, and so we're very hopeful that that will help change some life paths for a lot of the inmates.
Williamsburg Mayor Roddy Harrison says inflation from the COVID-19 pandemic hindered tourism investments until now.
We started trying to figure out what we're going to do. What are we going to have to give up? And so I asked them to see if they could get me some more money for this expansion.
Stivers says it is important to invest in Williamsburg because of the tourism hotspots and the city's border location.
And the mayor has said that because the traffic, it's not local traffic, this is interstate traffic. So we're bringing in dollars from other states to Williamsburg.
Officials remind community members they will not see the changes overnight. In Whitley County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
The city of Corbin also received nearly $5 million for sewer line extensions. We continue to inch closer to the general election, and many candidates have now filed for 29th District Senate seat that opened up this week. Starting with Pineville Mayor Scott Maiden, you can see the image of him filing to run today. Maiden also received the endorsement of the Senate Republican Campaign Caucus Committee. Now here are the other candidates who have filed as write-in candidates for the 29th Senate District seat. The deadline was 4 o'clock this afternoon. Tyler Ward of Whitesburg, Willie Crace of Garrett, Paul Williams of Prestonsburg, Leonard Hendrickson of Pine Top, Tanner Hesterberg of Prestonsburg, Justin Noble of Emelina, Valerie Eisenhorn of Whitesburg, John Clem of Cranks, Andrew Thomas Saylor of Wallens Creek, and finally Craig Blackburn of Prestonsburg. If you weren't counting, that's 11 people running for the open seat. Secretary of State Michael Adams is predicting one of Kentucky's largest voter turnouts ever this election day. Scott County Clerk Rebecca Johnson says they've received more than 1,600 absentee ballot requests in that county alone. They are also anticipating more voters to take advantage of early in-person, no-excuse voting. One thing they are preparing for, voters spending more time than usual in the voting booths. That being due to the links of Amendments 1 and 2 on the ballot.
It's really optimal if voters will have already read through that amendment and, you know, perhaps gone to the Secretary of State's website and look at, there's a simple link that the voter can use to see what the amendment currently says and what the change would be.
Johnson says they have doubled or close to doubled the number of voting booths at all of its voting locations, which will hopefully cut down on wait times.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures back into the upper 70s and low 80s for today. We had plenty of sunshine to start, but now the clouds are starting to push through across portions of the area. Case in point, Pulaski County, you can see the cloud cover billowing in across the western portion of the WYMT viewing area. But right now, temperatures are still in the 70s, upper 70s towards Manchester as well as Somerset. London's at 78. Jackson's at 78. We're at 77 in Hazard. Prestonsburg is at 76. Pikeville, good evening to you. You're at 74 degrees. Same story in Clintwood. Live pinpoint Doppler radar now showing a little bit of rain pushing its way through portions of Rowan County, portions of Menifee, as well as Powell County. And that rain chance will continue as we go throughout the next several hours. Here's the caveat, though, about the rain chance. Not everybody's going to see it, but if you do see it over the next 24 hours, 15, 20 minutes tops, and then it'll be out of here. Nothing to really put a dent in the deficit for the month so far, which we're sitting at 1,400ths of an inch. But when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the low to mid 50s will greet you. Now, the question is, we do have a warming trend. Is it going to impact Halloween? I'll have that answer in the first forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. In Lawrence County, a woman is behind bars after a shooting that left a man injured in the leg. Police say the incident happened yesterday morning near Maddie Road. When deputies arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound to the leg. Shonda Osborne was found on the property, and when interviewed, deputies say she admitted to shooting the man, who was not identified, during a fight. Osborne was charged with assault. The man, we're told, was taken to the hospital and is listed in stable condition. Police in Laurel County have arrested a federal fugitive. 34-year-old Erica Mullis was arrested by the London Police Department's Special Investigation Unit. Mullis was found with a large quantity of suspected fentanyl, meth, 2 firearms, and other drug-related items. Mullis was also wanted by the ATF on federal charges and arrested on 2 other warrants for her arrest for contempt of court. She was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A London man is in jail after he reportedly assaulted a minor. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office responded to that incident yesterday. When police arrived at the scene, they noticed there was a laceration above the victim's right eye. Police determined Roderick Collins had hit the minor in the face. Collins was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A Clay County woman is facing charges after being accused of stealing a side-by-side. Deputies with the Sheriff's Department responded to the call Wednesday. Police say the suspect said they did not know anything about a side-by-side being stolen, but a next-door neighbor knew about where it was possibly located. Police later confirmed it had been stolen out of Hazard. Brandy Burns was taken to the Clay County Detention Center. The Pike County Fiscal Court is continuing its efforts to address space issues at the county's landfill. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at the landfill and the plans for progress.
Pike County's landfill is getting full.
The current landfill has about 3 years of space left in it, a little bit less than 3 years.
In 2019, the fiscal court began looking at ways to expand its life, researching and working with engineers to decide how to best move forward, estimating that the landfill would be full by 2027. Now, Judge Executive Ray Jones says the clock is ticking, with trash still trickling in.
We'll have a definite plan in place by the end of the year. We'll know whether we're going to either look at an option of a new landfill, partnering with another company to develop a landfill, or expanding the existing landfill.
Jones says the only other option, which the fiscal court is hoping to avoid, would be to drive the solid waste to neighboring landfills. But that would mean extra costs for transport, and the county would no longer have a say in the rates taxpayers are charged for the services.
We're going to look at what's in the best interest of the county financially long term, to reduce the risk to the county and to try to reduce the risk and cost to the citizens of the county.
In the meantime, the county is using recent grant funding to purchase and begin using an incinerator and air curtain to burn some of the natural debris that has contributed to the pileup.
And we're looking at ways to try to prolong the life of our current landfill until we've made a final decision.
Jones says it is not only about investing in the future, but maintaining the culture.
While we're trying to bring new jobs in, we're also working to try to make sure we keep the jobs that we have. And solid waste disposal here in the county at an affordable cost is part of that.
Hoping for a solid solution for the solid waste. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The county has recently received $1.6 million in grants to address the issue, one from the state's Division of Waste Management and another from the Abandoned Minelands Economic Revitalization Program. Attorney General Russell Coleman is set to pay a visit to Somerset on Monday. Starting at noon, the Attorney General will tour the Volunteers of America Mid-States Recovery Community Center. He will also discuss the Opioid Commission grant. We now know the funeral arrangements for State Senator Johnny L. Turner. The visitation will be November 1st, next Friday, from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Harlan County High School Auditorium. Turner's funeral mass will be Saturday, November 2nd at 11 a.m. at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Harlan. The burial for Turner will be at Rest Haven Cemetery in the Keith community. Senator Johnny Turner was 76 years old.
I made it to 81 today after a morning start of 46, well above normal on the high end. But this number right here is concerning, 1,400 of an inch of rain. The question is, the rain that we see tonight, tomorrow, will that put a dent in that? Details in a few minutes.
And one elementary school student in Pulaski County decides to help those in North Carolina affected by Hurricane Helene.